rebuild my free edge with Cashmere Speed Sculpt. This finger got slammed in a door, so there's a little trauma there, but no major injury, so we can rebuild this. But look at this product. It moves really easily. It's not sticky, it's very flowy, and it self-levels beautifully, but it also does not run. It doesn't run down the form. I'm not chasing my shape, trying to keep that product where I need it. It stays right where I put it. It's a very unique and amazing quality of Speed Sculpt. Sorry, getting a little close to the edge of the frame here as I tidy up my sidewalls, but I want to make sure that product is nice and flush. We'll cure for 1 minute. And now we're going to go in with Goddess and create our structure. So I'm going to do a thin application. I have a little too much product on my brush here, so I'm going to remove some. But I want to do a thin application over the entire surface of the nail. I'm just brushing this smooth, making sure not to touch any of the sidewalls with the product. We want to avoid that because it will cause lifting, overexposure, all kinds of different issues. Just a nice thin application. And I tend to be a little heavy-handed with my left hand. This is my non-dominant hand that I'm working with. So I do like to pull back from the free edge to make sure I don't have too much product there. Now I'm just going to take my detail brush and go ahead around my nail folds and make sure I have a clean, smooth application line. Make sure there's product everywhere I need it so that when the self-leveling occurs, it's a nice smooth transition. Now I'm just adding a little bit of product along that apex stress area and right at the very free edge where the extension is created, and we'll let that self-level. Now I'm going to take my detail brush again and just lightly feather back some of the product just to make sure that we have it, transitioning nicely over the nail. We'll let that self-level just a bit. And I do like to hold that upside down to get the gravity to pull it, keep it toward the apex and the stress zone. Now this is our first layer, but we're ready to cure. We'll cure for 1 minute. And look how nicely that self-leveled. So now we'll come in with a second layer. I'm going to do the same thing, a thin application over the entire nail surface, getting just a touch closer to my nail folds without touching the skin, but just a nice thin application over the entire nail surface. And this will allow us to have good control over the self-leveling process. Keeping this application layer thin allows the gel to self-level a little bit slower, where if we applied this a little bit heavier, the gel would move a bit faster. Now I'll turn this around, feather it back from the free edge so it doesn't get too heavy there. I'll tidy up those application lines around the nail fold to make sure it's nice and smooth. I have very deep sidewalls, so it's hard to get really close in there without touching with the larger brush. Now I'm going to come in and start building the structure in our second layer. So I'm just going to apply a bit of product at that apex area and pull it down through the stress zone, avoiding leaving too much product at the free edge. We don't want the free edge to get thick. And now we'll let that self-level. I do flip it over and check it from my point of view that it's at the correct angles so I can get this perfectly smooth self-leveling. Like, look how amazing that looks. We cure for 1 minute, and now I'm going to remove the form, and we're ready to cleanse and do a little finish filing just to clean up those edges. I hope this quick Speed Sculpt tutorial has been helpful. Thanks for watching.